Hey everybody, welcome back to a Sunday Madness vintage baseball card rip. As always, if you've watched my videos, you know I open up quite a few different variety packs here, starting out with the lowest potential, working our way up to the highest potential. And if you open up baseball cards long enough, you know that sometimes the best cards are going to come from the low potential. Sometimes you will get some really good cards in the high potential, and sometimes, unfortunately, as I've had the luck of recently, you won't get much of anything out of any of the packs here. But hopefully, we'll change that luck tonight. We're going to go ahead and get started here. I'm going to start off as I usually do with Studio. I have 91 and 92 Studio. Uh, the big value out of these is not the cards themselves, but the unique pictures that they have. There are some cards with little tiny bit of value, but nothing major. But we're going to go ahead and open up and see what we can pull out of here tonight. We're going to start off with Carlton Fisk, looking like Tackleberry from Police Academy. Steve Bedrosian, looking like he just woke up and somebody snapped a picture. Leo Gomez, Cecil Fielder, Dave Henderson, Lance Dixon, Dwight Gooden, Joe McGrain, and Wade Boggs, followed by Mike Boddicker. And then we go to 92 Studio here, and we're going to open it up here and start off with Mariano Duncan, Kevin Moss, which would have been a nice card back in the day, Gary Varsho, Carney Lansford, Doug Jones, Benito Santiago, Pete O'Brien, Bill Swift, Ricky Bones, Bobby Bonilla, Rick Aguilera, and Mitch Wild Thing Williams. Then we move on to 1988 Topps here. Not a lot of value in the set here. Tom Glavine is the one big rookie card. Still not a high value card because the set was so overproduced. There's also Matt Williams' second year and a few other nice little cards in here, but nothing too valuable. And we are going to start off here with Rance Mulliniks, Pat Sheridan, Greg Nettles, Bruce Hurst, Howard Johnson, Andy Allenson, Don Mattingly, who used to have this as a folder in school. I love that card. Uh, Propaganda Piece, Terry Leach, Brian Holton, Mark Gubiza, Mickey Brantley, Mariano Duncan, Bob Tewksbury, John McNamara, and Eric Davis, who I think also might have had a folder out of that card. Now we're going to go over to 1990 Fleer. Again, a lot of really good rookies in 90, 91. Just so overproduced, and cards just hold no value here. Dave Martinez. I would love to find a Dave Martinez error card. Not sure if I will ever pull one here, but we'll start off with the Pirates, Cardinals, Padres, and Giants sticker set. Yvonne Calderon, Herm Winningham, Zane Smith, Scott Bankhead, Don Robinson, Dave Bergman, Mike Morgan, Craig Worthington, Ken Caminiti, Dave Stewart, Lance Johnson, Lee Guterman, Darren Dalton, Charlie Huff, Geronimo Baroa, and Tony Fernandez, Cal Ripken, shortstop duo. And then another set known for its errors, 1990 Don Russ. Haven't pulled any errors out of here, so I don't think this is an error box. Still hoping to pull a Juan Gonzalez reverse negative. It's one of the cards I always chased back in 1990. Did buy one off of eBay, but I've never pulled one from a pack here. We have Jose Leaned, Dale Murphy. This is one of the error cards. Lines part way through his name. Pull that aside. No value, but still a neat little error there. Not sure if they had corrected that one or not. We have Andre Dawson, Kevin McReynolds, Darnell Coles, George Bell, Randy Bush, Howard Johnson, Fred McGriff, Dan Gladden, Tim Raines, Dwight Gooden, Damon Berryhill, Lonnie Smith, Scott Gereltz, and Mike Spanky LaValliere. Now we go over to 1988 score. Again, Tom Glavine, the big rookie here. They did have a Jeffries, which would have been an awesome card to pull back in the day. Not so much now, but still a fun card to pull for me. We have Rick Honeycutt, Greg Walker, Fred McGriff, Terry Kennedy, Dave Valley, Ozzie Virgil, Dan Quisenberry, Terry Poole, Randy St. Clair, Rob Woodward, Danny Heap, Von Hayes, Jim Clancy, John Franco, Paul Molitor, Vince Coleman, and Mike Schmidt. So none of the rookies in that one. Now we move over to 1989 score. Trying to pull a Sheffield. I haven't pulled a Sheffield rookie out of one of these packs in a long time, as well as Biggio and Randy Johnson rookies, which I have pulled a few of recently. We start off with Jeff Pico, Bill Buckner, Paul O'Neill, Kelly Gruber, Lou Whitaker, Sean Dunston, Jack Morris, Nelson Santavania, Ron Hasse, Fernando Valenzuela, Stu Clyburn, Ricky Jordan, Al Nipper, Paul Zvela, Mike Sharperson, and Rob Dibble. So again, none of the rookies in that score pack. And our final card from stack number 1 is going to be 1990 Upper Deck. Again, a lot of good rookies, just not a lot of value. But hopefully we'll pull something pretty exciting to pull. There is the Reggie Jackson autograph potential here. Don't really have high hopes of ever getting one, but you just never know. And here we have Manny Lee, Tom Gordon, Joe Baver, Don Carmen, Jim Corsi, Wade Boggs, always loved that quadruple action picture, Jeff Reardon, Dan Howlett, Kansas City Royals hologram sticker, Jim Abbott second year card, Steve Bedrosian, Todd Benzinger, Rick Sutcliffe, Marvell Wynn, Brian Meyer, and Mike Moore. And as we move right along, we're going to go over to 1993 Upper Deck Series 1. Pretty neat cards in this set here, nothing high value. But we start off with Gary Gaetti, Blackjack McDowell, Glenn Davis, Mike McFarlane, Marquise Grissom, Andy Stankiewicz, Phil Plantier, and Andre Dawson. I do not ever remember seeing that action card there. That's pretty neat, though. And then we have Walt Weiss, Ron Karkovice, Ruben Sierra, Royce Clayton, Rusty Meacham. There's a Tim Salmon rookie, who was hot on that card back in the day. And then Tim Costo. Tim Salmon would have been a card I would have been real excited to open up back in '93. All right, so now we go over to 91 Score Series 1, looking for a Mussina rookie primarily. Start off with Todd Burns, Danny Darwin, Milt Thompson, Willie Blair, Darrell Irvine, Bo Allred, Thomas Howard, Todd Hundley, who loved Todd Hundley back in the day, would have been extremely hyped over that card. Greg Maddux, Brian Harper, Robin Ventura, Bobby Bonilla, Bill Swift, Eric Davis, Jeff Montgomery, and Lance Johnson. Sometimes those names just don't want to run off the tongue. It makes me sound like I'm having a stroke, but I promise you I am not having a stroke. All right, but now we have 1991 Leaf. We have Series 1 and Series 2. Looking for the Leaf rookies here. Not a lot of high value cards in the set here. No gold rookies in this pack here, but we have Rick Honeycutt, Scott Sanderson, Donnie Hill, Dave Island, John Orton, Alvaro Espinosa, the dreaded checklist with George Brett on the back, Billy Hatcher, Rex Hudler, Paul O'Neill, Brent Smith, Luis Quinones, Barry Larkin, Milt Thompson, and Scott Scudder and Jose De Leon. So as expected, not much out of that one. And now we have Series 2 of 91 Leaf. And we start off with Wade Boggs, Dwight Evans, Dave Howard, Louis Soho, Ron Hassey, Edwin Nunez, Scott Bankhead, Ivan Calderon, Ozzie Guillen, Mike Boddicker, Jose Vizcaino, Bo Allred again, Mike Lacoste, Paul Molitor, and Hubie Brooks. Then we have Series 1 and Series 2 of 1992 Leaf. Again, not a lot in value in the cards themselves. You do have the Black Parallel subset in here, which is where you're going to find the most of the value, especially in Series 1. We start off with Jose Rijo. Our Black Parallel is going to be Andre Dawson, Lenny Harris, Mo Vaughn, Robbie Thompson, Charles Nagy, Scott Service, George Brett, Bobby Rose, Terry Pendleton, Willie Randolph, Kevin Tapani, Steve Farr, Mark Grace, and Steve Chitrin. And Series 2 do have the potential of Jeff Kent rookie in this one here, the high value card in the set. We start off with Deion James, and then we have Arthur Rhodes, Black Parallel, Jack Clark, Jose Oquendo, Kevin Moss, again, would have been a hot card back in the day, Tom Glavine, Butch Henry, Darren Lewis, Ron Darling, Wes Chamberlain, Ruben Sierra, another Fred McGriff, Lance Parrish, Mickey Morandini, and Ryan Bowen. And now we have a 1988 Fleer, looking for Glavine, Caminiti, Mark Grace rookie, which I have not pulled yet, as well as Edgar Martinez rookie is the big rookie in the set. There's also the Greg Jeffries, which would have been a hot card back in the day. And we're going to start off with the Tigers and Yankees sticker. John Farrell resurfaces. Bob Dernier, Bob James, Mickey Hatcher, Juan Castillo, Ted Simmons, Don Asse. There's a Nolan Ryan, awesome card. Never go wrong with the Nolan. And I don't think I've ever pulled that card before, so that's a really cool pull. Phil Bradley, Jim Lindemann, Tom Brookins, Mark McLemore, Mike Stanley, the Will Clark second-year card, followed by Mark McGwire second-year card, and Greg Booker. So easily the best pack I've opened up so far, which isn't saying much, but still some pretty cool cards out of that pack. So now we go to 1990 Bowman, looking for Frank Thomas rookie, as well as Sammy Sosa and a few of the others. Not high value cards, but still want to pull them and see what we can get here. Tony Gwynn gets the gum stain here, and then we have Robin Yount, Carlos Baerga, which I would have been hot on back in the day, Terry Pendleton, Jeff Blauser, Brian Lane, who I've never heard of before, Keith Comstock, Carmelo Martinez, the Tony Gwynn with the gum stain, Jerry Brown, Bobby Bonilla, Rick Honeycutt, Randy Veras, Tim Burke, Ellis Burks, and Lloyd McClendon. So that finishes up stack number 2. We're going to move on to stack number 3. We've had some pretty decent packs here. Hopefully we'll pull something good out. We're going to start off with a couple 1991 Series 2, looking for Chipper Jones rookie primarily here. but also looking for the Mickey Mantle inserts with the highly unlikely potential of a Mickey Mantle autograph. But even if it's highly unlikely, there is still that potential. And we start off with Mariano Duncan, Mike Schooler, Eric Hansen. There's the Ken Griffey Jr. Dream Team, so we'll put that to the side. Nice little pull there. Mauro Guscazzo, Randy Couture, Greg Minton, Scott Bankhead, Mo Vaughn, Joe Kramer, Cecil Fielder, Randy Myers, All-Star, Jose Rijo, Alex Cole, Travis Fryman, and Joe McGrain. And our second pack of 91 Score Series 2. Start off here with a Mike Fetters, Pete Harnish, Tony Gwynn, Ruben Sierra, Jack Howell, Mike Blowers, Luis Quinones, Jason Grimsley, Gerald Alexander, who I don't remember seeing that card before, Orlando Merced, Andujar Cedeno, Glenn Sutko, Craig McMurtry, Daryl Boston, Jose Akendo, and Rene Gonzalez. And now we have 91 Upper Deck. This is the high numbers series, so there's no Michael Jordan SP1 in here. This does have the Hank Aaron inserts and autographs, and then you also have the base cards with Mussina and Chipper Jones and a few other nice rookies. This one also does have a Silver Slugger insert in here. We start off with Harold Reynolds, Kevin Elster, Mitch Williams, Tom Bolton, Terry Pendleton, Mel Hall, John Dobson, Kenny Williams, Felix Jose again, Reggie Jefferson, Jody Reed, Bob Melvin, Vance Law, not to be confused with his brother Coleslaw. And then we have Reggie Sanders, Steve Farr, Walt Weiss, Devon White. Our holograms, we have a Minnesota Twins. Then we also have a Dennis Eckersley. And so it looks like the Twins was a bonus hologram in here, so there's only supposed to be 2. But then we have the Yankees and then the National League hologram sticker. We have Jack Morris, Team Checklist, Sean Abner, Glenn Davis, Steve Finley, Mike Jackson, Bobby Bonilla again, Jose Mesa, Rob Deere, Propaganda Piece, and Lance Parrish's The Silver Slugger insert. So now we go to 1994 Collector's Choice Series 1. Main thing looking for in here, even though there are a couple nice cards in the set here. Main one we're looking for is the gold parallel signature insert. There's also the silver one in there, but most of the value comes in the gold one here. But here we have a Albert Bell RBI leader. We have Jack McDowell as a Cy Young winner. Benji Gill, Larry Walker, one of my favorite all-time players, Brett Saberhagen, Brian Harvey, and Curt Schilling, silver signature. Ricky Bones again. And then we have Dave Clark, Sammy Sosa, Lance Johnson, and Carlos Garcia. Now we go to one of my all-time favorite sets, 1990 Score. Mainly my favorite because of the Bo Jackson football baseball card, which is the Hot Find. But then also there's a couple other nice cards in the set here, so let's see what we can pull here. And we have Cal Ripken Jr., Walt Weiss, Jeff Treadway, Carlton Fisk, Ozzie Smith, Wade Boggs highlight, 3,000 hits, or no, 7 consecutive seasons, that's 200 hits. Dave Dravecki, Terry Steinbach, Jeff Blauser, Bill Doran, there's Ricky Henderson, Mike Greenwell, Ellis Burks, Mike Rossler, Dave Island, Rick Rona. Nothing too crazy there. All right, so moving on, we are going to go over to 1990 Topps. Frank Thomas is the big card here, although there are quite a few of the other rookies in the set here that can be found. Really hoping and praying that we find a Frank Thomas no name on front, but highly do not expect that. But we're going to start off here. We have Bo Allred again. I don't ever remember opening up too many Bo Allred cards, and I keep finding him tonight here in these packs here, so it's definitely on a watch list here. We have John Costello, Will Clark All-Star, Sandy Alomar, Don Paul, Stan Belinda, Denny Walling, Nick Leva, Propaganda Piece, Dickie Thon, Joe Girardi, Johnny Ray, Gerald Perry, Marty Barrett, Tom Herr, Ernie Witt, and Mike Brumley. All right, so now we get what I really consider the higher potential here. Really looking for a Michael Jordan SP1, hoping I can find one soon. It's been a long time since I pulled one from a pack here. This one is the Low Series with Find the Nolan and the Michael Jordan SP1 potential, again, along with Mike Mussina and Chipper Jones rookies. And we start off here with Jim Neidlinger, Rob Murphy, Otis Nixon, Ken Griffey Sr., Kevin Seitzer, Sean Bosky, Bob Hipper. There's a Dave Justice rookie, which would have been a hot find back in the day. Brian Downing, Bip Roberts, Tim the Rock Raines, Franklin Stubbs, St. Louis Cardinals hologram, Scott Allred, and it's a Roberto Alomar team checklist and a Mike Heath. Nothing too fantastic out of that pack. So now we go over to 1990 Leaf Series 1, looking for the Sosa rookies. A lot of other nice rookies in here, like Todd Zeile, John Olerud, just not high value. Also, there's George Brett, and I think Nolan Ryan might be in this series. I cannot remember. We have Sid Fernandez, Mike Heath, Dennis Martinez, Jerry Brown, Jay Howell, Melito Perez, Glenn Davis, Barry Larkin, Roger Clemens, Rick Sutcliffe, Mickey Tettleton, John Smoltz, second year, Tony Fernandez, Kevin Brown, Scott Garrell. So, and Griffey is in the set here, but didn't pull him obviously, but some really nice cards out of that pack. So that finishes off our third stack here. Our high potential pack. I've got quite a few duplicate packs in here. So we're going to introduce these here. We've got 1991 Bowman with a lot of nice rookies in there, but they are hard to pull. And then we also have a 1989 Bowman with Griffey, Randy Johnson, and Biggio rookies here. 289 Don Russ, mostly looking for Griffey, but some of the other cards like Sheffield and Biggio and Randy Johnson, all those are in this set as well. We have an 87 Fleer, looking for Bonds, Will Clark. I think Maddox might be in this one. I'm not sure. I cannot remember there. But Larkin, Will Clark, Bonds, Bo Jackson. Those are the high value cards. We also have two 87 Don Russ, which I know Maddox is in this one. McGuire is also in this set here. So actually, I think Maddox is not in the 87 Fleer, but some really fun packs to open up. And then we have two 1989 Fleer, one of my favorite sets growing up, opening up here. I've had a little bit better luck with Griffey's in these than the Don Russ lately, but this is an exciting one because these are error packs here, so there is potential for the Bill Ripken F-Face error, as well as some of the lesser valued errors. So we're going to save those for last. So we're going to go ahead and go into 91 Bowman. Have pulled all of the big cards. I'm not sure if it's out of which box. I have two boxes going. But there is Jim Thome rookie, Chipper Jones rookie, Von Rodriguez, some of the big ones there. So we'll see what we can pull out of this one here. We have Rickey Henderson, Bill Gullickson, Rick Aguilera, some gum water stains here on some of these cards here, but we have Juan Samuel, Charlie Hayes, and Chris George. So unfortunately nothing too amazing that got damaged by the gum. Dan Pasqua, there's Tyler Houston, Matt Young, Ben McDonald, which would have been a fun card to pull back in the day. Sean Cheatham, Scott Erickson, Wade Taylor, and Craig Lefferts. So nothing too phenomenal out of that pack. So now we're going to go with 89 Bowman. As always, with a lot of the packs in 89, Griffey is the hot card, but Bowman, like I said, also has a lot of the other rookies in here. We have Alan Ashby, Dale Sven. There's Tino Martinez, second year since he did have the 88 Topps traded USA card, so it's not really a rookie card. And then this one we have Tom Gordon, Dave Righetti, Dickie Thon. There's a Richie Ashburn reprint. And that is Brett Butler, Scott Gereltz, Terry Steinbach, Tom Browning, and Tim Burke. All right, and then we're going to go over to our 2 packs of 89 Donruss again. A lot of the same rookies in here: Randy Johnson, Craig Biggio, John Smoltz, Griffey, Sheffield. I hate the set, but I love the set here. I love the cards, but I have such horrible luck pulling the Griffies. Used to pull quite a few Sheffields out, but I haven't even pulled any Sheffields out recently, even though it's not a high value card anymore. But we have Dave Anderson, Rick Rhoden, Bruce Hurst, Pat Sheridan, Chris Bosio, Rick Shue, Jeff Robinson, The Dreaded Checklist, Mike Young, Mike Smithson, Miguel Garcia, Andy Neslick, Jay Howell, Alex Madrid, and Gerald Clark. So as normal, nothing big out of that. And then our second pack here. We start off with Bruce Sutter, Bob Brenly, who, if you follow me, you know I talk about him a lot. He grew up across the street from my mom, so I'm going to pull it out, even though it's not a valuable card, just sentimental value to me. Glenn Wilson, Dickie Thon, Herm Winningham, Bob Dernier, Dave Meads, Pedro Guerrero, Rick Royce, Sherman Corbett, Jeff Russell, Dave West, who was high on him back in the day, Rex Hudler, Walt Weiss, and Jeff Montgomery. So, 89 Donruss kicks my butt again. So now we're going to go over to the high potential packs here. We're going to go with 87 Fleer. Let's see if we can pull out one of the big rookies out of this set here. And we start off with Jeff Calhoun and the Detroit Tigers sticker. Forgot to mention that. Doug Sisk, Phil Garner, Doug DeCences, Ozzie Smith, Jamie Quirk, Ed Lynch, Eddie Milner, Juan Samuel, Dale Murphy, Ruben Sierra, which would have been a hot card back in the day, Steve Crawford, Marty Barrett, John Crook, Ozzie Guillen, Dickie Knowles, and Fred Lynn. And our 2 packs of 87 Donruss. And we start off with Al Newman, The Dreaded Checklist, Kevin McReynolds, Diamond Kings, Terry McGriff, Greg Pryor, Bo Diaz, Leon, who I've never seen that before, known better as Bip Roberts, Scott Nielsen, Tom Candiotti, Charlie Kerfield, Alvin Davis, Jeff Robinson, Will Frazier, Benny Santiago rookie, which would have been a hot rookie back in the day. Has some kind of printing anomaly there. It's weird. I also had a little bit damage there, but I would have been very disappointed back in 87 to open it up like that. And then we have Stan Jefferson. And pack number 2. Start off with Ken Griffey Sr., Dwayne Murphy, Roger Clemens Diamond King, Tony Pena, Brian Holton, Rudy Law, there's a Reggie Jackson, Keith Hernandez will pull off. He's a favorite player of mine. Ed Olwine, Daryl Strawberry, Diamond Kings, horribly off center. John Cangelosi, Mark Sullivan, Benny DeStefano, Andy McGaffigan, and Carlton Fisk. So nothing too great tonight here, which has been par for my packs here, but we have 2 cards to redeem ourselves, looking for Griffey and Bill Ripken error, primarily. Randy Johnson does have some variations in here, but so far they've all been the cheap variations that I've pulled out. And we're looking at a Brewer sticker to start off. Mark Portugal, Manny Trio, Mike Henneman, Jimmy Jones. There's a Kevin Brown rookie and Kevin Reimer. Jesse Orozco, Mike Jeffcoat, Tom Foley, Charlie Liebrant, Mark Grant, Richard Dotson, Alan Ashby, Jack Howell, John Cerruti, and Lance Blankenship. And our final pack here tonight, we are going to open it up and pray that we find one of the high value cards. We start off with a Red Sox sticker, Steve Peters, Tom Candiotti, Terry Leach, Joe Orsulak, Charlie O'Brien, Jose De Jesus, Mark Carrion, who I loved him, really thought he would have a better career than he did, Corey Snyder, Paul O'Neill, Ken Patterson, Tony Perez-Chica, Wes Gardner, Rick Sutcliffe, Dale Sven, and Greg Minton. So really nothing too great tonight here. Really and truly the only ones pretty much sentimental value here. Nolan's going to be our best card of the night. Nothing to write home about, but nice little pull. I appreciate you hanging out with me tonight while I open up these cards. Even though it might not be the greatest financial value out of these packs here, it's always fun to open up cards, and I appreciate you joining me as I open up the packs. If you like this kind of content and haven't already done so, please like and subscribe so you can make sure that you don't miss any of the content that I have coming up in the future. But again, appreciate you stopping in. Hope everybody has a great night and a great week.